my birthday weekend to be here, sharing jiu-jitsu, laughing, talk stuff. You know, as I always mention, you know, I really love doing this. You guys see how creative I am. I try to be very creative. I try to, you know, just keep things more, you know, entertaining. Right? Well, so today I know there's a couple things that Korbett wants to do, but so anytime I give a black belt, I feel very honored, and I feel very blessed because now a human being is being born, right? So black belt is not the end. Black belt is the beginning. So I remember when we graduated Korbett, you know, and it was super fun to how much he has done for martial arts, you know, for many years. He's definitely an inspiration for me as a person. Not just for the work he does, but how he talented things together, how much he helped us, help the society, of course, the way he carries himself and his family. Just insane how much he talks about his daughters, his wife, and I talk about my daughter, you know, and it's something that I look forward in the future having. Like, I just have one daughter, but I hope I have 3 crazy daughters. You know, crazy meaning good, you know, you know, I hope I have a couple sons too. You know, hopefully can move into a farm and have 10 kids. No problem. Yeah, man. Anyway, I think when you become a father, it's you know, you really learn about unconditional love. You don't really know that until you have actually, you know, having kids and everything. And you say you have daughters, so last, it's not really the kids, boys. So anyway, and of course, now talking about more formal stuff. Back in the day, you need to be like a 1-degree black belt to hand out black belts. That's why every time there's, you know, in his case, like I remember we hand out black belts before, and he waited for me to be here, so it's legal. But it's still legal because it's our blast. So I believe they're just extension of our. I'm still signing the diploma anyway, so I wouldn't sign if I didn't believe it. And definitely, the school will be here for as long as I've been alive. And you know, and it's just funny that I'm trusting how long have you been like that? So then I have like, it's just so many that we can't really keep the track on. So before I finish my part of my day, I'd like to Korbett, first of all, thank you for being who you are. Thank you. That's helped us for so many years. You know, of course, I watch you and James talking and kind of maybe a little bit, I wish we would talk about all that stuff. You know, I could talk about all this stuff, but you know, thank you so much for being blessed for so many years. Chris Blank is the one who introduced us. I love Chris. We went different paths, but you know, we're still martial arts. When I look to the Midwest, and for many schools in the Atolls, I'm like, I'm the papa of this, you know. I'm like that father that put kids all over the world, and it's, you know, so just different wives. But yeah, man. So we found out that today he's being actually his 7th year as a black belt, and according to our laws, every 3 years you are awarded one degree in black belt. Some people got the stripes, but they never put the gi on, which is not the best way. But speaking about this guy, you know what I mean, I would put 3, 4 more if I could. But no. So today I'm going to award Korbett his 2nd degree, which by the new formal legalization, he is allowed to hand out any black belt. So I don't have to be here. You just have to say, hey, doing this. If he ever decides to go away from us, which I hope he never does it, do whatever he wants. Right, from now on, I free him from that side of it. So today I'll want to Korbett to the side.
Sean, 2015.
I know when you now 2018.
Done. So I've only been practicing this on my way home from the school for the last like 3 months. So I'm kind of talking about like the beginning and the middle and the end. Not so much the end, and I don't like when I use that word, the end, because I'm not going anywhere. But in terms of the evolution of our school, and especially with our Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu program, there was a beginning and a middle and a completion. And I'm going to kind of award black belts based on that. The 4 people are earning their black belts today. So, the beginning. So, many moons ago, when I first moved here from Michigan to train with James DeMille, I was living in the back of martial arts school where I met my beautiful wife, Eliasen. And my TC was there. TC was training Kung Fu. I have pictures of him straight glassing down the floor and hitting pads and all this cool stuff. TC was the first person to take me up on Mount Rainier, to where I fell in love with the Northwest, and I knew I couldn't go back to the armpit that is Detroit. So anyway, but on a Saturday night, he said, hey, Sebot, that was my title. Hey, Sebot, can you come over? There's going to be this thing called the UFC tonight. And at my apartment in Greenwood, we're going to watch this thing called the UFC. And I said, yeah, okay, it's going to be really quick because all the strikers are going to like beat everybody up, and it's going to be like a done deal. And it's not the way it works. The jiu-jitsu players, that night, aliens landed in the martial arts community. It was an earthquake. It was like things changed forever that night. And not too long after that, I strapped on a white belt. I was already on the board of directors of a martial arts system. I was already kind of like, an accomplished martial artist. But at that same time, it was something that I had to kind of come back and kind of revamp things and start looking at things in a different paradigm. And that's where the beginning started for my jiu-jitsu career. With TC has been someone that is, such an integral part of our school. Someone that is like an ambassador. When there's a new person that comes in, he's always the first person to welcome them, to teach them parts of his game, so that maybe you can be a world champion someday, like he was or is. And so it's something more than that, though. A black belt in our school, there's a culture to our school that I'm very proud of, and it's people like TC that makes it so special. So, and it's not just the woo-woo things. Technically, all these students have been with me for at least 15 years and have been training martial arts so hard and consistently, and doing such great work with jiu-jitsu, traveling and doing seminars and clinics and asking questions and being engaged students. Those are the things that I look for as a black belt. And he's got a really tight game as well. So it gives me great honor and pride to award the first black belt to Thomas Craig. By the way, you'll never understand how difficult it was to track down this package during a snowstorm so that we had these belts for everyone.
First job is to inspire people.
All right. Go ahead, inspire.
I noticed my first coach over here was teaching me wrestling before I could walk over here. So my father's here. He was teaching me wrestling before I started. Had me a national champion when I was 8 years old. So that guy, and I love martial arts. I've been doing it 30 years. It's my first black belt. So, and it's just the beginning. So it's love it. It's wrestling without rules, so I love jiu-jitsu. I enjoyed wrestling, hated losing weight. This is wrestling without rules, and I don't have to lose weight. Thank you.
Okay, the middle. And this is going to be when we started our school. In 1996, I started my school, and I remember James DeMille was there. He was one of Bruce Lee's students, and Jesse Glover was there. He was another one of Bruce Lee's students. And there was someone else there that night. Cesar was there in 1996. And I remember distinctly, Cesar came up to me, introduced himself, and he said, my wife would like to be here tonight, but she's really pregnant. Hey, Diego, stand up. Oh, he's right there. He's filming. All right? That's the guy that kept lying from coming to my open house that night. All right? So, but Cesar, just like TC in many ways, is just, you know, there's so many stories. With Father World Championships, you know, is always here training and is so appreciative of our school. And he's always asking questions and is just, you know, always kind of making jiu-jitsu his own. And it's hard. It's hard being a lighter weight person when there's like people that are smashing all the time, but never complains. He's always there, like, you know, working against people that are bigger, stronger, and trying to work his beautiful jiu-jitsu. And it's interesting that, like, when people first come on the mat, they don't have no clue about jiu-jitsu. It's like they roll with it and they're like, this shouldn't be working like this. So, but again, it's more than that. A few years ago, we had a flood here at the school. And Cesar came down, and we were literally out in the parking lot trying to wring our mats out with, and it's kind of ironic. He has a license plate on it, like Bruce Lee saying, "Be water," and he was running over the mats with a plywood piece on it, trying to drain out the mats with the Be Water car. Right? So it's kind of ironic, but more importantly, it's about the family, the extended family that martial arts is. And so it gives me great honor to award Cesar his black belt. Right. Congratulations, man. Awesome. Awesome. Congrats again, Cesar. Awesome. You're gonna say something?
Well, for those of you who all have been here, thank you all for rolling with me. I couldn't be here without you guys squishing the hell out of me and, you know, all you young ones pushing me like crazy. Really want to thank one person involved, is Brandon. I would never be as good as I am without him pushing me. He's like the board in the sense of I figure somebody out, tap him out. Next week or the week after that, he figure out how to move defense, and I have to get better every week. Just keep pushing me and pushing me. Thank you so much. And then thank you to Korbett for having the best damn school, martial arts, the best students here. They're also friendly to the way. Thank you so much. Thank you.
All right. So I'm kind of stuck in the middle now. All right. One of the greatest joys that I have here at our school is our youth jiu-jitsu program is like a gateway program to adults sticking around, even when the kids aren't here anymore. Rainier, Cesar, Steve, I'm just going to name different people. Steve, Rainier, John, and Erik Eliasen. Erik got started because of his daughter training with us many moons ago. And Erik has been a competitor. He would jump into no-gi and gi competitions, and it's a great joy to be able to share that. I mean, in this world where we're supposedly, Ettore shares it with Luca, I'm looking at it with people, Lonnie. It's something that it's a great honor to be able to in this connected world where people are really disconnected, to be able to have an activity that you can share with your sons and daughters to be able to do that, which is just so cool. Ross and Junko, it's like I can just go around the room and just talk about all the people that are a part of our program because of their kids. Erik we've shared like funny times and silly times together. He's won some really great tournaments. He's lost in some spectacular ways. I'll just show you this. I'm gonna share one with you that's really funny. I told James and everybody about this last time. We were at Naga down in Portland, and they first do no-gi. So this guy came out and was a ringer. He was like a D1 wrestler. He wrestled at some college back east. Comes out and like suplexes someone in the first division. Hurts their neck. It was really unfortunate. Hurt his neck. And Erik looks over at me and says, glad I'm glad he's not in my division. I said, yeah, me too. So then they put on the gi, and I look in the bullpen. There's that guy in Erik's division. So Erik looks over at me, point blank, and says, what do I do? I said, do your jiu-jitsu. So the guy, I don't know what happened, but he did some shot, he slipped, and it was a sloppy shot. Erik got to his back and scored 4 points in the first 30 seconds of the match. I'm like, whoa, all right, we're in business. Well, unfortunately, the guy shook Erik and stood up, and I never wanted to be coaching somebody and start screaming, run, run, don't grab you, don't grab you. But it all worked out. It's still, they're friends, they still talk about their tournaments. And afterwards, we were talking about the tournament experience. We were traveling back up, having pizza somewhere and a beer. And he was saying, this is awesome. I don't care if I win or I lose. It's just fun to go out there and do that. And if you haven't competed, you should compete. Because you're never going to know if you're going to like competition until you do it. You're never ready. No, don't get into that thing. Just go out and have fun. Because it's just something that could be something that really clicks on with you and can help sustain your jiu-jitsu journey. But more importantly as well, Erik's built stuff here. He's a craftsman. He works really hard with his hands and his body, and then has to drag himself in here and try to fight off Luca's guard pass. Or Mihao trying to get around his legs or something. Or new aggressive green belts trying to smash him. So to be able to do that and to be able to have such a great attitude, to be able to continue his training, it's just so awesome. And we want to make sure that we award the black belt to Erik tonight. By the way, Erik said, hey, Professor, I've got a ski trip scheduled. Do you think I should come to that Shiny seminar? I said, dude, I really think you should come to Shiny seminar.
Supposed to be in Breckenridge right now.
Oh, yeah. Well, that or that. Nice job, man. Way to go. Awesome.
I wouldn't be here without everyone in the class that rolls with me and helps me improve. And like Korbett said, it's really a family environment here, and it just feels so good to be on a match. I wouldn't want to be anywhere else. And if you haven't competed, you need to compete. And you need to compete as much at a lower belt as possible. Because when it gets higher belt, man, it's really tough. So, awesome job. Thank you. Thank you all.
All right. So, the end. Well, not the end. The completion. For me, it's when I talked to James about this a lot, and James has a wonderful program down in Salem, but it's in its infancy, and he's always talking about, he's a world champion, and he's like, man, we don't really talk about making world champions. We talk about making world champions in the game of life. And that's what my school is about. It's about bringing up people like Luca, or Oliver, or Archer, or someone like Brandon in our program. So Brandon literally was 8 years old starting here, standing on these dots, training with me many, many moons ago. And went through our little ninja class, our junior class, our teen class, our adult stand-up class. And now he's going to be an adult BJJ black belt. But more than that, Brandon is someone that works so hard. He's always kind of figuring out things, he's competed, and he's a middle school teacher a day, comes in here and works so hard for us at night. It's just something that I feel so honored to be able to kind of put bookends, the beginning of my school and the completion of my school. Let's give Brandon a big round of applause. It's not showy roll, it's a Ribeiro Jiu-Jitsu. Awesome. Oh.
I'm so lucky to have grown up in such an environment. I mean, since I was 8, the year 2000, second grade through middle school and high school. This, who I am today is such so much of it is from my time here, and just like, you know, the life skills that you're taught, the focus, the discipline, it really does carry over into every aspect of your life. So I know this was the perfect spot for me, and I'm so thankful to you and to all my training partners to make me better. It makes me want to give back even more, whether that's at school or here at the academy. So thank you all so much.
And thank you all. I know we're keeping it after real late, but I appreciate everyone being a part of this. It's something that I'm so proud of where our school's at. We got, you know, it's almost 25 years for us. I got another 25 years. I'll be teaching jiu-jitsu with my walker and screaming at people and running around the mats, but we'll still be here. You know, by the way, too, I do want to, like, they came in a little bit late, but two really important people in my life came a little bit late. Barry and his wife Jen are here. They're like my Thai boxing friends, and they have a school at Issaquah. So thanks for coming in, guys. I really appreciate it. So, lastly, pictures. Gotta get a picture. All right. So real quick, let's get a picture. So, Elise, can you go grab a couple cones, or someone grab some cones for me? And I gotta channel my inner Saul real quick, right? Yeah. I gotta get a picture of it, right? Yeah. All right. Let's go. Right? So let's go. So black belt.